Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another video today. Have you ever said all the right things but then got all the wrong results? So today we're going to be talking about tonality. And sorry, I got this thing playing. Let me just switch that off. And we are live a little bit before 5. I got something going on today at 5, so I can't come on during that time. But if you're tuning in, please drop a message, say hello. I'd love to hear from you. And we are about to get started. So first of all, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Muneer, and this is another episode of Unconscious Communication Secrets. And so today we're going to be talking about tonality, and I've got a very amazing sort of presentation I'm going to share with you today. But first of all, I want to tell you a little bit of a story that happened this week. So not that long ago, I got made redundant from my job, right? And so we're looking at schools for Sarah because it's easy to eat at the most expensive restaurant when someone's paying for it, right? But we wanted to look at a school for my daughter that's very good, but that's not the up there in terms of price, something that we can afford, but that's still very good. But my wife was very worried about it because she's like, Sarah's gonna be really upset, miss her friends, etc. I don't know how we're gonna break it to her, and she was very worried. And so she went and spoke to my daughter and said, Sarah, I don't know how to say this, but hopefully, I think next year you might be changing schools and everything. And my daughter's reaction was, oh no, I don't want to, I don't know, I want to stay with my friends, etc. And then I said to my wife, look, let me go and speak to her, because I think I know I have a sense of how we should go about this. And so a few days later, I went to my daughter and I went, oh my God, Sarah, guess what? I have some amazing news. You know how schools have been kind of closed for a bit of time. You haven't been able to interact with friends. Well, I have some amazing news. In a few months, I found a place where you can go and play with other kids, and you'll get to see to go to a school where you can play with a whole bunch of other kids. It's going to be amazing. We'll still be able to see some of your old friends from the school, but you're going to finally be able to go to a school and play with kids. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing, really, really happy, etc. And all it took was a couple of things. Like literally, okay, there was a couple of the differences in what I explained. However, the main thing is what I subcommunicated, what I was unconsciously communicating. And that was, when I spoke, I was excited, I was happy, I saw the good, I saw the positivity, and my tonality came across that way. When my wife spoke, she and rightfully so, was worried, and so the tonality came across as worried, and that made my daughter worried. And this is a little bit like a Hollywood movie, right? If you watch a movie, the music, the soundtrack tells you how to feel. When you are watching a movie, if it's a scary movie, you know to be scared because of the music when it starts. If the film wants you to be suspicious of a character, the music will tell you to be suspicious of the character before the character even opens his mouth. And that's what tonality does. I mean, I watched a great speaker, James Dentley, who was on the Fast Forward show, which is run by my friends Ernesto and Dave the other day. And he gave a great example of Jaws, the movie. And if you can imagine Jaws, right? Like, dun-dun, dun-dun. That dramatic music, it tells you how to feel. But if that music was it changes the feeling completely. It changes the way you feel about the movie. It changes everything. And that's the same with tonality. Tonality has such a huge impact on your unconscious communication. So let me just check if anyone is on and if you guys are saying anything. All right, cool. Hi Nadine, hi Emil, and hi Anna, great to see you on. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, cool. So today we're going to be talking about tonalities, and let me just share my screen with you real quick. Okay, hold up. All right, so there's Dr. Albert Mehrabian. He created a model where he looked at communication, and communication is only 7% of communication are the words that you say. 38% is your tonality, and 55% is your body language. Now, basically, 93% of your communication is non-verbal. And so, when we're talking about tonality, tonality is hugely important, especially if you're on the phone, for example. Hugely, hugely important. And if you can master tonality, you can master influence, persuasion, getting people to take action, working with your kids, for example. So, and here's, I want to share with you the secret to mastering tonality, because tonality is so powerful, and people think that, oh my God, I have to think about how to say things. But I'm going to share with you the ultimate secret in terms of mastering tonality. So what is that? Well, your body language is 55%, your tonality is 38%. Use your body to get the tonality. If you adjust your body, and I'm going to show you how, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. If you adjust your body to get that tonality, oh my God, it's so powerful. And I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I use. Now, in this slide over here, in this picture of a slide over here, I've got a guy that's like, I've got a picture of me angry and like fighting. And the reason I put that there is, like, if I really go into a fighting stance, so like I go like this, and I know it's very difficult for me to talk happy. It's so difficult for me to express happiness, express joy when I'm like this and I talk like this. It's so difficult for me to express a happy tonality, but that's because I adopted physiology of anger. So you adopt the physiology of the tonality that you want to portray, and it is going to be extremely powerful. Let me just see if okay. Hi, Sonata's tuning in from the States. Hi Sonata, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in, and all the way from the States. So thanks for tuning in, Sonata. Great. All right, cool. So use your body and get the tonality. All right, now let me ask you a question. When you're persuading, what do you think is more important, logic or emotion? What do you think is more important if you are trying to persuade someone, the logic that you use or the emotion that you use? So here's the thing. People buy on emotion. People buy on emotion, but they justify with logic. So you do need a bit of both, but what moves people to take action, to make a decision, is emotion, and then they need to then justify it, and so they justify it using logic. So they're both very important. However, if you just have logic without emotion, you're not going to create the initial sale. If you just have emotion without the logic, then you might get someone to want to take action, but then they might regret it, or they might not just follow through, or something like that. So you do need both. And a lot of people are very good at getting the logic, but the emotion comes through because of tonality. And so tonality is your secret weapon because it is the unspoken language of communication. Tonality is the unspoken language of communication. Remember, it's not what you say, it's what you don't say. And that means that when you master it, you can achieve much more and get more people to do loads of different things, just like I did. I mean, and you might think of it just in a sales context, but I'm telling you, I just used it a couple of days ago on something that was a big deal. Like a big deal. Changing your school when you're a kid is a big deal, but I managed to portray it in a very positive way to my daughter just by changing the tonality. And so this is hugely important. All right, so today I'm going to be sharing with you 12 tonal patterns. 12 tonal patterns that you can master. One is scarcity and urgency, absolute certainty. I'm going to share with you the series of 3 uptones. This is like a ridiculously ninja sort of technique. The I really want to know, the command technique, the FM DJ voice, the reasonable man, the I care, the presupposing tone, phrasing a declarative as a question, the statement, and the pay attention. So these are the 12 tonal patterns that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Now, let's go over them. So creating scarcity with tonality. So remember, when I talk about using your body language to change your tonality. So if I want you to know that you pay attention, what happens is if I start to whisper, what happens is naturally people kind of want to lean forward. They know that it's something that not everyone should know, so it creates a little bit of a scarcity. You're creating a bit of scarcity. You're creating scarcity with your tonality. And so if you lean in and whisper, or not whisper, but just you speak in a bit of a softer voice, then someone might know this is important. I need to pay attention. So creating your scarcity with tonality happens when you modify your language when you modify it to a whisper, your tonality to a whisper. Okay, so that is creating scarcity with tonality. Then there's the reasonable guy. The reasonable guy is like, I'm a reasonable guy. Yeah, you know, sound fair enough? I'll do that. Okay, I'm a reasonable guy. You're a reasonable guy. Now, a lot of these, I got to give credit where credit is due. A lot of these techniques I've discovered and learned from Jordan Belfort, who's the Wolf of Wall Street, and he used to use these on all his traders back in the day, and like created a lot of tonal patterns, made a lot of millionaires from these guys. Obviously, his story is is quite a famous one, and if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. But so the reasonable guys, hey, if you got 60 seconds, I'd like to share something with you. Yeah, I'm a reasonable guy. You're a reasonable guy. Yeah, So that's the reasonable guy tone. Like, yeah, it's okay. Hey, I'm reasonable. Yeah, sound fair enough. I'm reasonable. You're reasonable. So that's the reasonable guy pattern. And the way I adopt the tonality of reasonable guy is sort of a hands up, shrugging shoulders, like, hey, it's okay. That's okay. I'm reasonable. You're reasonable. Let's do it. That's okay. That's the reasonable guy tonality. Then there's the absolute certainty. Now, this is something that I use a lot, especially when I speak and I want to make a point. Or if I want to convince myself that this is so important, that I am so certain of this, that you need to do this. Like, this is how I get certain. When I want to talk, so you'll see, like, I can't even help not doing it, but when I want to make a point and I want to show someone that I am 100% certain, that I know deep in my heart, like there is no doubt whatsoever that I use certainty, then I will use this pattern. And here what I do is I smack my hand on my palm, or I will point, or I will, like make a fist or etc. But I'm doing very deliberate movements that tell you that I am 100% certain that what I am saying is true. And that's absolute certainty. When you want to convey certainty, this is so powerful. And conveying certainty is a very, very powerful tool because people need certainty. Like if you, you're going, I don't know, you go to a doctor and the doctor's like, yeah, I mean, I think you'll survive. Like, oh, whoa, like you want some reassurance. You go to the doctor and doctor, am I going to die? And they go, you're not going to die. You're fine. Like, chill. That you want some absolute certainty, right? So that's absolute certainty. All right, cool. Hi, Kriti. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate you coming on. Great to see you. All right, cool. So that's absolute certainty. So the next one is just a statement. Like when you're talking, and if you add no vocal inflection, that's just a statement, right? You're just saying. You're just talking. Like no upward tone, no downward tone. You're just talking, right? Then we have the I care, right? Like if you want, like why do I do these videos? I do these videos because I want to get you results. Like I want you to go out there and create a difference, make a massive difference in the world. I want you to be able to manage your family, or like to manage those situations that come up with your family. And so when I want to portray that I care, this is one of the techniques that I use. Now, I can just do it with tonality alone. However, sometimes when you use your body, it creates that. And I want that for you. I want you to be able to go out there and truly make an impact. Because if you impact just one person, it makes a massive difference in the world. And I wish that for you. So anchoring your tonality to different body gestures will bring out the tonality. So hugely, hugely powerful. And look, people don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care. If you can portray that you care, it's going to make a massive difference to your communication. All right, so that's the I care. Then the next one is phrasing a declarative as a question. So what do I mean by that, right? So essentially, first of all, how do you ask a question? You basically, let me change it. So what is it you want to know? Can I ask you something? How much do you like of this video? You can see that at the end of the thing that I'm saying, there's an upward tonality. So now phrasing a declarative as a question, it's like it's saying a statement, like a fact, but asking it. So, you watched one of my videos last week. And so instead of saying it to someone, they sort of go inside, and a person will go, is that true? And then they'll go, yes, and so phrasing something like a fact or a statement as a question triggers someone to go into their mind and answer yes. So that's very, very powerful. The next one is a series of 3 upward tonalities, or 3 questions. And this is where you sort of say fact, fact, fact. So, for example, you're watching this video, you're listening to me speak, and you're online at the moment. And so when I do something along those lines, what I'm triggering is a very unconscious yes, I am, yes, and so if I was doing it in person, I might be talking to you and I might say these things. And when I ask it this way, what will happen is a person will just sort of nod, even though I'm saying a fact, but they're nodding because unconsciously they're answering. And when you get a person to answer yes, yes, yes at an unconscious level, you're getting them into a pattern of agreement, which is hugely powerful when it comes to persuasion. So that's the series of upward tonalities. Let's move on to the next one. Is I really want you to know. Now, if you'll notice, when I talk, this is probably one of the most natural ones for me, because I really want you to know this. I talk in an upbeat manner, and when I speak in an upbeat, I just really want to portray this knowledge. I really want this message to come across, and I really want you to know. And so, if even in this picture, I think that's like a a bad sort of image of me, but that's the upbeatness. Yeah, so using that upbeat tonality is very give in getting in unconsciously communicating. I really want to know. First of all, I want to also give a big shout out to Rita Shah. Thanks Rita for coming on. Great to see you. And Pratibha, thanks for coming on. Great to see you. Really appreciate you tuning in. Love you guys tuning in. Thanks so much. All right, cool. So that's the I really want to know tonality. Then there's the presupposing tone, which is sort of like, if you make a big deal out of something, then people will think it's a big deal. So when I told you the story of talking to my daughter, I'm like, yeah, you'll see your friends. That's gonna happen. Like I'm not. Oh my God. You'll see your friends, but I'm placing too much emphasis over it. Whereas a presupposing tone is like, yeah, of course that this is gonna happen. Like it's not even a thing to worry about. Of course you see your friends. So, for example, when I talk about unconscious communication secrets, so I might say something along the lines of, one of the things that you're going to love about mastering unconscious communication secrets, you'll increase your income, but more importantly, it will allow you to communicate more effectively. Now, when I say you'll increase your income, I'm just sort of saying, of course that's going to happen. Like that's not even a question. It's beyond questioning. Like I'm not going, and I believe that you will increase your income. No, I'm saying it'll happen. Like that's a given. Like let's not even worry about it, because it's so natural. It's a thing. It's I'm a reasonable guy. There's my reasonable guy tone. It's just gonna happen, right? That's fine. So presupposing tone is a tonality that just sort of says, and I've got this sort of pushing aside, kind of like, it's gonna happen. Like let's not even waste time talking about it, kind of thing, because it's going to happen. So, and that's a very powerful tonality as well. So the presupposing tone. Next, we've got the command. Thanks. So again, before I go into command, Rita, thank you. Rita's saying, I love your content. It's going great. Thank you, Rita. You know what? And Rita's like an amazing speaker as well. And I've learned a lot from her. We've spoken multiple times together. I got a lot of respect for her. She's a very, very accomplished woman. A lot of people call her Superwoman. So I'm very blessed and honored that you'd say that, Rita. Thanks for coming on. All right, cool. So command tonality is literally, if you've got kids, you use command tonality all the time. Put that down. Now, it doesn't need to be as aggressive, but it's definitely not asking a question like, put that down. That's not put that down. Sarah, listen to me. It's a downward inflection, like, do this now. Listen. Watch this. Do this. It's stop. Downward inflection when you speak. It's a downward tonality. So very, very, very powerful when you want to let someone know that you're giving them a command to do this. And that's so powerful. Now, all right, so that's a command tonality. Let's go on to the next one. And these are a couple of additions that I started I started learning from an FBI negotiator, a guy by the name of Chris Voss, and he used to like negotiate hostage, like literally like hostage situations. He's dealt with like people that were like Al-Qaeda when they were going to behead this woman. He was the lead negotiator. He was negotiating with bank robbers, like all sorts of like really high intense situations. And I learned a whole bunch about how your tonality is so important. And you see, I talk about like persuasion, but in these cases it's life or death. Like if you've got someone that's wanting to kill themselves or kill someone else, like you want to be able to master the right tonality quickly, because ultimately what happens is in a situation like that, we're all like, oh my god, okay, listen, you need to, but he says that the most important thing is you got to master your own tonality. And this is where the radio DJ voice is so important. Now, for me, when I want to do the radio DJ voice, I start to lean in and I'll talk to you like this. And I'll say to you that, yes, I totally want to help you. And I want you to know that I'm on your side. So if someone is really angry and anxious and they're going, oh my God, listen, you need to listen to me. And you just sort of say, yes, I'm totally listening to you. And I totally want to help you. I want to help you achieve what it is that you want to achieve. They cannot stay angry for too long. Like it's so difficult. And I've tested this out. It's so difficult to stay in an angry frame when someone is just talking to you in a very calm voice and saying, look, I understand it's a tough situation. I understand. And I want you to know that I'm here to help you. I want to help. And like it literally interrupts the brain. So someone's like, okay, I'm going to calm down. Without saying that, like, without saying, hey, calm down, they will just begin to calm down. All right. So that's the radio DJ. And then this is one I've added, which is pay attention. And this is something that I do a lot. So if you hear me speak, I'll be talking and I'll be like, oh my God, and this is one of the things that you got to do. And then I want you to know that. And all I'll do is I'll stop on a dime and look at you. So I could be like, oh my God, da, 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 and then I'll make a point. And literally, this is how I get people to know this is what you're supposed to pay attention to, because I literally just stop and I'll speak. And that's how you know, because I've stopped. It's literally just a stop, and everyone, like, the brain pattern is sort of like of the person you're listening to is like, and they'll lean in to listen, and that's how they know, oh, I have to pay attention to this. So those are my 12 tonality patterns. Hopefully you guys found that very, very useful, and that was amazing. So just a very quick couple of shout outs. Le Bueno, great to see you, brother. It's been a while. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Rita, again, thanks for your messages. Yeah, you're amazing. You are amazing. Stop it. You're making me blush now. All right. And the phrase of today is, a message with no tonality is a casualty. Let me say that again. Oh, what did I do? Okay. A message with no tonality is a casualty. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you have not, please do subscribe to my channel. And other than that, I hope you've found today very useful. I thank you very much for tuning in. Lots of love. Peace out. And I will catch you on another video and another episode of Unconscious Communication Secrets. I hope to catch you very, very soon. Lots of love. Peace out. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye.